Right, listen, let's crack on with the back pages.
Yeah.
It is. We've discussed it. It's all about the Champions League, but I think it's only right and proper that we discuss, in particular, Villa. Villa victory as sure as fate, says the back page of the Express. Obviously, that's a reference to Gary Shaw, who sadly passed away yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, Unai Emery sort of said in pre-match that he wanted to use the sad passing of Gary Shaw as a motivation to go win it for Gary Shaw, who sadly passed away yesterday. And he has gone a classy man, Unai Emery. In his post-match comments, he doubled down. Fantastic result for Villa, first off in the Champions League. We want to dedicate the victory to Gary Shaw, his family, and all the Aston Villa family. And then he sort of said, we want to follow what the 1982 team, which of course Gary Shaw was part of that glorious European Cup triumph for Villa, achieved. I mean, it's a big ask, but a great way to start. You know, get your first win straight away from home. Impressive performance, and that will fill them with a bit of confidence.
So what's also been dominating the back pages is, on the back of the Sun, it's got Rodri, will strike. Rodri warning on player burnout.
Yeah, fascinated to hear what you guys think of this as ex-pros, but yeah, look, we had Alisson last night in the back pages saying that like enough's enough, but Rodri's gone a step further and sort of saying and sending a warning out there to the football governing bodies who keep sort of adding more and more fixtures to the schedule. He says we are close to striking, is what he was asked. If it keeps going this way, it will come to a moment when we have no other option. It is something that worries us. Someone has to take care of us because we are the main characters of this sport. Not everything is about marketing. It's also the quality of the show. Yeah, I mean, he actually says that for the best football for these players produced, they want to be playing 40 to 50 games a season. Well, they're sort of rough estimates that some players, particularly Man City players for club and country, could play as many as 85. And of course, Guardiola has deliberately kept Rodri, sort of giving him a bit of an extended rest after his exploits in the summer to try and give him that rest. And it seems that only head coaches are the ones that can protect players from the huge fixture list that is now engulfing the sport in both club and country. That's the problem.
See, Simon Jordan, you know, when I listen to him talk about it, he does come very much from the players are getting incredibly well paid. The reason they're getting incredibly well paid is because they're playing games like the Champions League, and there will be eventually the more money that the clubs make, the more money the players want, and there's that argument. But the reality is, Rodri has got a point. You cannot get away from it that the players just don't make all the money as well, but so do the likes of FIFA, who are arranging this Club World Cup. That's not about the players. That's about making money. Then the clubs will make money on the back of it. Absolutely. But it does feel that we've reached a saturation point, because there was a tournament. We just had the Euros, okay? In the summer just
and Copa America
and the Copa
as well.
America, right? So we just had that. Now next season we're going to have this Club World Cup, which to me, I don't know how serious the clubs are going to take this tournament, Simon. I mean, you know, can you any idea? I might be throwing the bus here, but financially, what does this mean for the clubs? Is it a big money maker? Does it generate huge money for the clubs, or does it make more money for the likes of FIFA?
I think it's too early to determine how much it will make for the clubs. It's a competition that is sort of still a bit up in the air about exactly how it's going to go, which seems a bit extraordinary. My colleague Adam Crafton wrote a big piece about it quite recently, sort of saying that it was struggling to find a sponsor and all this kind of stuff, which is, I mean, let's be honest, this is one big vanity project from FIFA, who want their answer to the Champions League. And is it what is needed in football? Clearly not. I mean, we've got enough.
We don't need it. Sorry. No one has been screaming out for a summer tournament when there's not a Euros or a World Cup. No one, as far as I'm aware.
No. I mean, and look, Chelsea, Manchester City will be the Premier League's representatives. What kind of possible rest are these players going to get? They're going to go straight from what is going to be a very intense domestic season
on the back of Euros and the Copa. Sorry, but that
exactly. Yeah, straight into that, and then what? of course, normally in July, these clubs go on their pre-season tours, which are lucrative in itself. What do? Do they abandon the pre-season tour and have sort of no real pre-season at all? Because you got to fit in a rest somewhere. And what the point I like that Rodri's making is you can have all these games, but in the end, the product's going to suffer because either players are going to be really tired and are not delivering their best stuff, or they're going to be on the treatment table because inevitably the amount of games is going to have an impact on the amount of knocks and niggles and injuries that these players are going to pick up. So what do we want? Do we want more football but a lower quality of football? I don't think anyone wants that.
No.
I mean, I love watching football. I love it's if I go a week without it, I'm sort of
I know what you mean.
I get a little bit tense.
The thing is,
go on.
Go on. The thing is that the people making these decisions have never played competitive football for any period of time. Maybe once in a little charity game of sorts. So they don't understand the strain on the body trying to perform at this highest elite level. And when your body's not recovered, when you're starting to get tired and your muscles are not recovering fully and you go out and push it to the maximum again and again, your body's just going to shut down. And like you said, that's when you pick up your injuries. That's when you pick up your big injuries. That's when star players are missing from their team. That's when things start dropping off. So common sense has got to come into this. Not common sense for the athletes. They're the ones who are entertaining the fans and your team. You've got to say, this is, if we push these players to 60 to 70 games, their body's going to break down. They're going to get injured. That's not healthy.
And also training sessions will end up just being all about recovery and sort of not working on skills, technique.
Exactly.
Head coaches also want to be working on game plans, but they'll be worrying about players being in the red zone. I mean, I look at Mason Mount as a great example. A player that was going great guns for Chelsea and for England, but played an extraordinary amount of football over the space of 2-3 years. Basically, didn't have a break. And look what's happened to him over the past year. He's basically barely played because he suddenly picked up injuries that he can't shake off. And I mean, some might argue it's not connected, but I have my doubts on that one. I think if you put your body through that kind of strain, eventually your body's going to say, no, it's time to have a rest.
Correct.
Brilliant as always, Simon. Thank you very much, bud. Catch up later in the week.
Cheers, mate.
The Sports Bar with Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. Monday to Thursday nights from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.